All right, so welcome in everybody. We yet again we're live, and I just wanted to share something with you that I had experienced yesterday. So I live streamed yesterday. I was outside, and I had this idea that I could paint a few art pieces. So I painted some art, and this art was, let me see, how do you explain it? This art was pretty easy, and because I say the word easy doesn't mean that it should have. Let me see. So that was the first one, or less. No, this was the first one. This was the first one that I painted, and this was the second one, right? So those two pieces came out pretty well. And after I painted it, I put them down flat and I put them on the stairs because they're not in the way. So outside on the stairs, painted, finished, one, two. Okay. So this was the third one right here. This was a piece that I painted because all of the paint dripped from here to there on this surface. Okay. So now we have something working. So yesterday, somebody explained that it would be nice for me to leave them outside so the rain, okay, so the rain could add some details, whatever, however. So I told them and I explained this and I said, well, even if it did rain, what's going to happen is because it's raining, that the paint will wash off into, okay, the paint will wash off. Let's just say that because that's what's going to happen. It's not set, it's not dry, it's just going to wash off. And guess what I did yesterday? It rained yesterday. And because I left out this piece in the rain, it rained. Now, luckily, the other two pieces, I used a tarp to cover it. But this one, I was like, no, I'm going to come back in a few hours. It's not raining. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave it out there at night because it's a large piece. It has a lot of paint on it, which just means it's going to smell crazy in the house. So I said, no, I'm going to leave it outside. I wake up this morning. It is freaking pouring. Okay. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, bro. So what I told myself was that it's okay that I listen to people, but it's not okay to not instruct myself because that's what I didn't do. I just didn't instruct myself, even if let's just say it was like 10 o'clock at night. I was like, you know what? It'd be a good idea for me to bring this inside just because I don't know what's going to happen outside. There could be wild animals. There could be somebody. I could just be ignoring the fact that there's paint dripping all over. Okay. The paint could just be dripping all over the grass and I'm not aware of it, et cetera, et cetera. So now in this experience, I've never felt like this before. And I'm saying this, I've never felt like I should have listened to myself when I said, or when that person stated that, yo, you should leave this outside after you finish painting. Now it looks good. Don't get me wrong. This looked really good when I finished painting it. And I was like, this is a really good stance on this piece. I could sell this piece. That's what I thought. I was like, even if it doesn't stay here in my house, I said, I could sell this. And this could be, one of those monumental pieces that I use, to help, you know, uh, help the business. So I didn't realize that through all of this, I'm still going to have to I'm still going to have to figure out how to recoup from this situation because okay, so let's say this is all just a physical, this is a physical experience for me, right? Nothing's really bad has happened. Um I have to keep tearing off the pieces because not only is this just like a poster somebody taped on this, but it's actually coming up. Like this is actually coming off now because the paint is no longer available, so I can't adhere to it. But the water decided that it was going to go in between the surface of the layers of the edges that weren't correctly sealed. Because like some of them are sealed, but yeah, that's done for right there. So I'm trying to peel up some of this stuff. So in the end, wait, this side is still wet too. In the end, I can just restore what has happened to this beautiful piece. Like this was amazing. I worked on one side and I liked it. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna come back tomorrow. I'm gonna continue working on it just like I did. And yeah, I saw that all of the paint had been just turned into puddles on this, and that was all I was left with. And there's still some paint here. I think it dried really well because it was thicker. But everything else just became something. Look at that. This is interesting because this all can't be, the paint job can't be saved at all. What's up, Riz? What's up, champion? This cannot be saved at all. Like it can't. Like the paint job is terrible. So what I told myself was I was just going to try to dry it, peel as much of this laminate that they put up there originally. And I have poster paper over here that's not all weird and disformed and stuff like that. And I would just repaint this. But I think for this situation, I liked it. I liked what I was doing with the paint, but I think I might use, because it is still wet outside. It's extremely wet outside. So I don't want to go back outside to paint if I don't have to. But something has to be done with this because it's ruined. And not only is it going to get mold in it if I don't dry it, but it'll never be a used piece of furniture, or if I don't get all of this moisture off of from the inside of this. Yeah, like all of this is just no bueno, no good at all. Like I said, I just want to get these edges that, oh my gosh, because it'll just make mold. That's it. It'll just be a moldy surface, and for the life of it, it won't help me in the long end. So, yep, sucks. It sucks. I should have really listened to. Actually, I should have listened to the person who said you should let it stay outside, and then I should have been, I should have used like my pros and cons and been like, well, it could make for a good idea, right? Absolutely. It could just be a great idea of leaving something outside and letting the nature take over. And so this is what nature did, okay? Because man has confided in himself to do things his way because, well, his way is the way that he wants it, not the way that nature is going to intend on it, because, well, nature has its own ideas of how it creates, not the same as man. And I just want to get most of this off because, yeah. That's what I need to do. Just get most of this so I can at this point restore it rather than just add to it, because that's all I had. My sister actually gave this to me, and I was like, well, maybe I could just turn this into, some type of selling point where I could sell this, a couple $100, maybe $1,000, maybe some ridiculous number that I'm not used to, and somebody would be like, yeah, I'll buy that for you. But because I listened to a con, which is an idea opposite of what I was trying to go, this is how we're going to recoup from this loss here, because that's what it comes down to. This is because at this point it's trash day. I could put this out on the trash and somebody will come and pick it up, and I'll never have to deal with it ever again. I could just look at it just like that. But I can't give up on something I started, because all right, let's just say like I painted it, it came out great, boom, boom, boom. I couldn't just say like, oh, I'm not going to do anything with it, I'm just going to throw it in the closet, because then I'm like, well, what was all that energy for a video? And I don't feel complete if I just won't feel complete at all, knowing that I started something great and this is what it looks like. Oh my gosh, I'm so upset right now, bro. I'm just so upset. So I don't want to really get off track, because this could turn into a who's who and blaming and feeling and considering and reconsidering stuff. But I thought of it, and I'm just going to keep moving forward from this situation. I have about an hour to try to work on this today. And this is not the hour working on it at all. This is me trying to come to some type of solution for this impaired always. Okay, so like I said, I'm just trying to get most of whatever is going to lift off. Ouch. I'm going to take that. I think this is dry. This is crazy because this is the first part that was dry. This is all wet in here too still. Like I said, I'm just trying to remove all of the parts that are gonna eventually just come off, because there's moisture trapped in between the space, and I have to make sure that I get as much of this off of here before. Now it was really funny because it feels like I just was driving around all day looking for trash that I could just take home and paint on or repurpose or something like that. And I feel like that this is what this is. And this is kind of like my own doing. But yeah, this is the nice part of finding things that nature has. Well, I'll just say people have discarded because they don't know what to do with it. Yeah, that's what I feel like. There's still some paint spots that are, I could probably just just safely clean off without water damaging. I think this part is damaged too. Yeah, it's damaged. Damn, there's a lot. There's a lot that I here's this edge too. Dang, man. All of this on the inside. Oh man. Never again, boy. Never again, boy. Never again. Nope. Because what you don't know may hurt you at this point. Oh, man. Okay, I think that edge. Wait, there's an. Oh, it's all the way underneath here too. Dang it. I'm just trying to find most of the edges that are wet so I can just safely just remove them from peeling up later at some point, because that's what it's going to do. It's just going to stay moisturized and it's just going to create mold. So as long as I dry it out right now, I shouldn't have any problems. Where is a knife so I can peel that edge up? So I'll just have to use this butter. What's up, Omizu? You said good morning, Mr. Full of Rain. How you doing? Wait, did you wait? I read it. You said good morning, Mr. Full of Rain. Oh, okay. You didn't ask me how I was doing. I'm gonna ask you how you doing today, Omizu. How's your day treating you? How's your AM experience? I don't know if y'all can see that, but like I said, I'm trying to peel as much of this off before I add anything else to this. I feel like I might have to take this apart too, because not only is there water in between, damn, this is not what I wanted to do today. I wanted to go outside and paint, finish this project up. I don't know if I would have finished it today, but I had intentions on going outside and painting. That was what my intentions were. And guess what? It was like, no, you're not. No, sir, you're not. And like I said, I might have to take these off. Oh, man. I really don't feel like it either. I don't feel like it, but I feel like there's moisture that's going to be trapped in between this area here. And even if I do finish this, because like I said, I was going to put something over top of it. Even if I do finish this, it's still going to have moisture in between that. And it's going to be moldy. And yeah, so I guess we're just going to spend time on something that I truly did not anticipate on spending time, because I did not intentionally put this outside to have to do this today or tomorrow or next week. And just like I said, it's trash day. Like, my energy is making me feel like I can just throw this in the trash. I'm going to feel bad because somebody gave this to me. My sister gave this to me and was like, hey, I think that you could use this in some way, shape, or form. And I was like, you know what? I could use it. I could absolutely use it. So I took it and was like, you know what? One of these days I'm gonna paint on it. I'm looking for the Allen wrench. But yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm absolutely gonna use this and I'm gonna do something and it's gonna be a cool thing. And blah, 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 blah. Nope, I put it outside so I could destroy it. Absolutely. I absolutely put it outside. And it rains. It didn't rain yesterday. And it didn't rain yesterday at all. But I don't know where the Allen wrench is at either. I don't know if it's upstairs. Sorry, y'all. I'm just on it right now. You said I'm working. You said I'm working. What are you up to? So yeah, this is basically what I'm explaining. I was painting yesterday. I was painting this piece out here, this piece right here, and all of these pieces over there. I was painting those yesterday outside, and I left them outside because it's a lot. These have a lot of strong, like there's a lot of strong smells that come to this, and I just didn't want it in the house. I was like, I'm gonna leave it outside. I put the tarp out. I didn't put this under the tarp, and it rained. And I woke up this morning and I was like, oh, it freaking rained. So all of what I painted on here yesterday that was drying intently is now, it's lost. So I have to take these. I think I have to take these off because I could see water beating up in here and here. And I don't remember where I put the Allen wrenches at. So I could, so I can take them apart, dry them correctly, right? I'm just going to dry them and then apply paper to it so I can just paint it again and then put it outside to hope that one day it's not going to rain. It'll dry correctly and I can be proud of something that I created. Because I'm kind of upset. I'm kind of like distraught right now. I'm really distraught right now because I don't like when stuff like that happens. And just like I said, somebody spoke that into a reality. Like they wanted to see that happen. And well, they got their wish because it did happen. Because I didn't realize it was going to pour down at some point in time during today and yesterday, because I was going to go outside and bring it inside today. I was like, oh, it stayed outside all night. It's cool. It'll get rid of most of that smell. Oh, there's all my knives right there. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing right now. But I can't find any of the Allen wrenches that I own, because I believe I own Allen wrenches. I don't own the company, but I own the product. And I don't know where any of, which is really weird because I have Allen wrenches. Oh, here's one right here. I'm like, I know I own, because I don't know. I don't know. I'm tripping, y'all. I'm tripping. You said, damn, that sucks. You said someone did a rain dance. Yeah, no. So you weren't, I don't know if you were in my live stream yesterday, but someone recommended, okay, this is what they recommended, that I leave it outside. And oh my gosh, this freaking Allen wrench does not fit because it's too large. Go freaking figure. What? But now somebody was like, oh, you should let it stay outside, so when it rains, it will, you know, the rain will add some details or discoloration or whatever. And that's what they said yesterday. And I was like, no. I was like, because all of the paint will just get washed off into the grass. And I was like, that's not healthy. But just like I said, I didn't expect it to rain. I just didn't. I was like, it's a clear ass day. They were cloud seeding yesterday. I saw that. I saw that whoever drives these airplanes, y'all have to realize that whoever drives these airplanes that leaves these trails are cloud seeding. That's all they're doing. They're promoting the fact that they want it to rain. And I don't care who you are, but I lived on this planet for 40 years and I've watched these people do it, and it fucking rains. This is what it is. You said the way that the paint wasn't completely dry. No, it wasn't completely dry, and I didn't want to move any of that into the house, because not only did I walk into the house, but I realized I was putting paint on the door when I came in the house. There was paint on the floor when I came in the house. And I was like, no, I'm not bringing none of all of this stuff into the house. I was like, I have a backyard for all of that. But what I didn't realize is that it was going to rain, and it was going to rain. But then I was like, all day yesterday, whatever time I streamed at yesterday to the time that, let me see, it was like 10 o'clock. I think I slept on a couch for, most of the morning. It was like 1 o'clock. I got up and I was like, oh, shoot, let me go get in the bed. And it wasn't raining. I didn't hear an ounce of rain. The windows are open. I didn't hear no rain. I wake up this morning, it's freaking raining outside. So there you go. All my artwork that was outside, this is the result. So yeah, so when people talk about stuff, it's not like I don't hear them, but sometimes I don't know how to respond to the situations, because easy enough, I could have just bought this in the house and be like, all right, I got a few paint spatches. Like all of this is like, look at this, all of this right here. I easily could have did this, put this in the house and been like, oh, it smells, but at least it wouldn't have been wet. You see what I'm saying? But I didn't realize that their intention was to actually do this. And this is the response that they get. So now I don't have artwork I don't have artwork now. And I don't know if I can get, I don't know if I can open this up for the, what am I trying to say? I didn't even know this was in here. Let me put these in a drawer too, because these could open up everything. Yeah, it's truly my fault. It's my fault. I can't blame other random people on the internet for stuff that I do. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm seriously looking for another Allen wrench. I know I do have Allen wrenches, but I don't have them in like a collection. I just have them in like little baggies and stuff, but I don't know where. So we might have to call this one a failed experience, because I don't think this might be an Allen wrench. So I got these little, sorry if you guys are like listening in and out, blah, 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 blah. But they have like little Allen wrench. So I'm going to try that. You said, is this the result they were expecting? Yes, absolutely. This was the result that they were expecting. Whoever said that yesterday, who said, oh, it'd be a great idea. Whoever that was, this is the result that they were expecting. Yep, absolutely. Yes, absolutely, Omizu. When I listen to other people, this is what happens. Yep. I mean, I wasn't intentionally thinking that, oh, it's going to rain today. I just wasn't. I 100% will never ever believe that today it was intentionally going to rain, and I was going to leave all my projects outside. No, not at all. I'm very conscious and aware of, but what I didn't realize was that they were intentionally requesting what I was doing to be disrupted. And as a result, I'm going back and forth looking for something that is not going to, wait, there is an Allen wrench right here. I think this one's going to work. I think this one's going to work. Oh my gosh, it works too. All right, so we're going to take this apart. Look at that. Look at that. Because like I said, I believe that there's water in between here, and I really need to make sure that because I really want to save this. This is it's just important. Yep, there's a ton of water in there too. Yep. And see all of the water that's just sitting. Can y'all see that? Yeah, okay. There's a lot of water in between here. And like I said, I wanted to take this apart, dry it, and then reapply. Yeah, just reapply some paper so I can make this what it's supposed to be. Yeah. Yeah, this is chaos in a handbasket, boy. Okay, so let let's do this real quick. So I made this channel because I thought of all of the things that I could create. Somebody was like, "Yeah, you should post that online," and I was like, "Yeah, that'd be a great idea. You know, post the things that I'm making or the things that I've made, and you know, just get this stuff out here because not only does no one know what I can do, but they don't know the facts of life sometimes and how to orchestrate the facts of life to make things that you want to. People just don't know how. So they come to the internet and they're like, "Hey, how do you paint a portrait?" I can paint portraits, tell you exactly how to do it. So in that instance, I was like, okay, well, there's a way, there's a way of me showing people how to do this. So I said, okay, well, do that. Go online, show people how to paint, use a process that you know how. And that's what I've been doing for about a good year, just showing people how to use paint to create on surfaces. But the reality of it is that we're all capable of this. We just do it in different ways. We're orchestrated by businesses, we're orchestrated by sounds, orchestrated by people who want you to put this together so they could sell something because they made something. And that's what I've been trying to create, is this idea that there's a process, there's a potential energy in between all of the beginning and the end. This is the in-between part of, so this is just stuck together. It's just all stuck together, but that's dry. This is dry too. You said, can I make a suggestion? Can I make a suggestion? Wait. You said, can I make a suggestion? Laugh. You said, I'm just kidding. What are you kidding about? I lost the joke. Sorry, I got lost on it. So yeah, this is, I mean, like I said, it didn't go all the way through because you can see if it made any separation from that, but I believe this part is still wet. So we're just gonna have to, yeah, this part is saturated. You can see that's gone right there. See, it's like, it's mushy right there. Yeah, I lost that part. Like I said, I just don't want it to get mold in it, because if it gets mold year after year, it'll just continue to grow, and I don't want that. But like I said, we're just going to try to restore this. And I'm going to do that. Yeah. So let me figure out how to take, I feel like these are screws that I can't see. Oh, no, they're not screws. They're dowels. Dowel rods, and all of that is soaked. I can't take that out either, but that is soaked. I could see it beating up right there. All right, let me take this off then too. So through my life experience, I've had like a bunch of different situations where people have taught me how to do things, and I was like, oh, this is really good. Like, I think this is a really good reason for me to know this. And then I realized, I was like, yeah, all that information was pointless, because not only am I not using that, it was just an exploration or an experience of something that nobody cares about. Like nobody cares that I learned how to drive in a foreign country. Nobody cares. But the experience, like, so say if I took you on that experience to explore that, you'd be like, oh my gosh, I learned so much, and hoo-ah, and blah, blah, blah. So that's what this experience is like for me. I'm taking people places in my paint history, and that's really it. Because I mean, a lot of you don't even buy my artwork, so who cares? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just don't. They just don't even know I exist. So I told myself that I still have to be fixated on the things that I'm exploring. So I talked to my brother yesterday, and I feel like I'm having a conversation with myself, but you said, because someone made a suggestion and this is what the outcome. Oh, yeah. But like I said, this is how they wanted it to work out, because this was perfect yesterday. It was all white. It was clean. It was like freaking brand new when I got it. But somebody said something, and then their intent was to knock off the idea that my intention was not for that. My intention was not for it to be wet. My intention was to finish this as a painting, you know, because I have tables like this in my house that someone's made. And I was like, it'd be a good idea. I said I'd paint on it, or I'd just give it to somebody else and paint on it and then give it back to me so I can sell it or I can keep it. That is damaged. This is all damaged right there. Yeah. So I'm going to have to heat this so it releases all of the moisture before I do anything else. Anyway, so once again, I like when I entertain people, like I actually entertain people in person. Like this YouTube crap, because I'm gonna call it crap because it is just crap. I spend a lot of time doing stuff, you know, for my own entertainment. That's how I see it. And I post stuff. A couple people, and this is just me. This is just what I've experienced. I don't know what everybody else experiences, but this is just me. Like, I guess how you document things is how people are going to retain information, which is interesting. So I told myself that I was going to start documenting the things that I am experiencing in my life. And this is what I experience. And like I said, a lot of people just don't get to see this at all because I'm not recording it. I can't record every single thing. Like they say, people don't record accidents. You just don't. They just happen, and then you take a picture of it, or this is the aftermath. But this is the experience that I've had, you know, not with everything, but yesterday I was outside before, like a little bit before I started streaming yesterday to make this. I saw a UAP, an unidentified flying phenomenon. Okay. So I've told other people about this and they're like, oh, they've never experienced it, right? So I have to give them pictures. I have to tell them about the experience and so on and so forth. So this all has to be dried. But anyway, so like those are some of the experiences that I have in my life. And I've told other people and they're like, oh, well, you know, like what time of the day? And I was like, I see them all types of day. And so I didn't want to make a channel specifically about it because it's hard to explain to people like what things you see. And I'm talking about, I'm sorry, there's like two people listening, but so in my experience, I'm born in a world that people don't perceive the same way that I perceive things because they're not paying attention to it. I'm paying attention to it. So when I thought things were weird, I would say something and people would be like, oh, well, that's just a one-off thing. Like you're the only one that's ever going to experience this situation. And I was like, yeah, probably that makes sense. But I was like, I told people that I see UFOs, UAPs every single day of my life. Like every day. Like today, I went outside to go and retrieve this water drenched artwork. I said sometime of the day I'll see unidentified flying objects. And I was like, why am I wasting my time showing people that they don't want to see, like on my channel? Like, and I'm concerned now because I'm making content of things that I only care about. It just makes sense. I only care about this, and other artists only care about the artwork that I create so they can make something of what I'm doing, add something of value to their life based on the things that I post, because I have to stay current. If I don't stay current, But I'm like, the only thing that's important to me is figuring out why I keep finding that I'm seeing unidentified flying objects every single day of my life. I've never been, and I've never been more serious about this situation because, like, I started posting them as my shorts. I really did. I started posting these things that I see in the air on my shorts. And then I was like, well, you got to remember, you're posting on this channel about artwork. People are not really attention based on things that you're adding that has almost no or not the same value. And then I was like, well, I care because I keep freaking seeing them every single day. Like, I can go outside right now, I stand long enough, and I'll see something that people are not ever paying attention to because it's up there, right? It's on the ceiling. Like, people don't pay attention to mosquitoes and marks and things that light up if they're above your head. They only pay attention to eye level situations. So, and I was like, you know what? I probably just need to make another channel because it's not of interest. Like, I'm not interested in entertaining people. I'm not really interested. I'm only showing the perspective of my life because I'm only one entity that's experiencing stuff. And everybody who wants to go on a ride with somebody will only hop in the car because they want to experience the same thing too. So I'm looking at it like not as entertainment anymore, but as me as perceiving this experience. And just like I said, like, I can go outside right now. It's probably cloud seeded enough that you can't see anything above. And it's just like I said, it's just like, it's stuff that's just done on purpose. So I'm like, I'm experiencing stuff like, why am I experiencing it? I don't know. I don't know why I took this stuff outside. I claim you not. I don't know why I took this outside, let it sit outside all night, expecting it not to rain, and it freaking rains. I don't know why. I know that I've made it rain before. I've experienced the feeling of the fact that it's going to change the temperature and rain for whatever reason. But I don't expect stuff like this. And when this stuff happens, I'm like, yeah, we're not living in the same world anymore. We're living in a different, like, algorithm of things that people are expecting to happen based on their own wants and needs. Like the person who stated that they wanted to rain yesterday. Why? Like, why would you want it to rain on my artwork? Like, why? Why would you want that to happen? Because you want that experience. You see what I'm saying? And I guess it's the same thing too. Like, when I tell myself I don't want to go outside and look at UAPs and unidentified lights, and like, I just don't want to look at stuff like that. It's not my intention, but it's happening. And there's not much that I can do about it other than record it or ignore it. Because they don't come down and ask me questions and stuff like that. Like, they don't come down like, hey, by the way, I know you saw this light. Do you want to know what it, like, I don't have things like that. I'm not interested in stuff like that, but I'm seeing them. My neighbors don't see them. I'm outside. Like, I enjoy the fresh air because it's like these boxes that we live in. I don't care who you are. These boxes that we live in, they're just boxes. They're here to keep stuff. You see how much stuff I have? You see all that stuff? That's what this meant for. Not for us to be inside all day, because our oxygen is outside, not inside. But anyway, you said, oh, that type of wood does not do well when wet. Not like solid wood pieces. That pressboard stuff is garbage. Well, I knew it was pressed wood before I even started painting on it. But what I didn't know is that it was going to rain yesterday. I had no freaking idea. And the fact that I was painting outside is because it's intentionally, like, the paint is very thick. There's an odor. It's very strong, and I can't keep that in the house. So I can't paint no longer in the house. I used to paint in the apartment because that's all I had was the apartment. And, you know, it was my studio. So, you know, once I said I maintain something and I get something done, and boom, there you go. You got what you say you need. But the intention was not for me to leave pressed cardboard or pressed board or whatever outside. You said the channel is called Full of Rain, not Make It Rain? Absolutely not. It's just absolutely not. Absolutely not. So just like I said, when I'm stating that these things are, you know, beyond my, you know, like I said, I intently love to create. So that's why I made this channel. So whoever you are, I don't care whoever you are, young, old, I said, you're trying to steal an idea, you're trying to get something else, you know, in your life, you know, together. Take it. It's yours. It's your idea now. Like, do whatever you feel like you want to do. You want to copyright, you want to blah, 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 whatever you want to do. It's totally up to you, because I'm not in control of your life. I'm only creating things that the universe keeps telling me to create. But these ideas come up and it's like, oh, this is a spark. You're the spark right here. This person right here is the spark. Whoever you are, you're the spark. So my idea is to get that information to you, the one that's viewing this experience, because you said you wanted to be here for that point. So that's what I'm doing. That's what this channel is for. That's why I get up every single day to create something, because I am the spark. I'm the person that's going to help you join and put things together in your brain that you didn't even know were possible, because you made it. That's the way it's supposed to go. That's for every single thing. Every single thing. But anyway, so I'm intentionally trying to get this idea that where I feel like my art and everything that I'm committed to fits like the gloves that I'm wearing. And I'm hoping that those people that, come around, because I realize no one really ever comments on the things that I create. And I was like, and I'm like, why does no one ever comment? Why don't anybody ever say that, they took something that they saw and was like, hey, I made something. I mean, I do get a few here, but it's like, I don't know. I mean, I get that there are kids on YouTube. I get this whole idea that I'm gonna have to dry this one out too. I get this idea that there's young, impressionable people. So when they come back and tell me stuff, I was like, you really did that? I don't really get to see what they did, but they tell me that they did stuff. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, I'm glad that you found this as an idea and you made it yours. I'm cool with that. And that's every blue, like, oh my gosh. It's like not every blue moon, because I've seen blue moons before, but it's like 2 moons. Like, if there was 2 moons in the sky, that's when people come and say something. And I'm like, thank you. Like, I'm glad you said something. I'm glad you came back and told me that this is what you're doing, but I want you to do it for yourself. I don't want you to do it for clout. I don't want you to do none of that stuff for clout, because that's what I do. I do it for clout. I do it so people can recognize me. I want to be recognized because I'm here. I'm not dead. I'm alive. There's a point in all of this, because our ideas of like who we are is based on our environment. It sounds like they're coming to pick up the trash. So the intent is, for people to have questions and to ask questions and to, no, that does not sound like the trash. It could be the trash. Oh, excuse me. Probably shouldn't bend over like that. But I think this might have to get taken off too. Dang, bro. Look at all. Oh man, look at all of that. It's like, see it right there? Hold up, I need my finger. Hold on. There we go. All of that right there. Gone. Freaking gone! Dang it. Ah! Oh man, it sucks so bad, bro. Yeah. So I mean, like I said, I make things based on what you can get away with doing. All the other stuff that we claim that we can do, like fly or become something that like an animal or another person or something like that, that's all make believe and stuff like that. So just like I said, the intention of what I'm doing is to show you that you can make things based on your own energy, not make up stuff and then tell the world you did something so you can just get clout for it. But nobody really sees what you did, because you can say anything on the internet. And this is the internet. YouTube is absolutely the internet. You can say and be and perceive, but like When you cut the camera off, you still got to be and see that person. And I tell you, if I can't be myself, then I don't know what the hell to be. I can't truly tell you who and what I want to be. And I'm hoping to show that idea through this experience that, you know, just be your damn self. And whatever that means, like, you have to figure out who and how you experience things to become yourself. Like I said, I get up, I work out, I might go for a walk, or, you know, I might just get up and live stream something because I'm in tuned in creating for the day. I really don't want to take all of this off, but I got a feeling that all of this is going to need to be retracted. Oh, I'm so sorry. Look at that. All of that it just needs some TLC. But yeah, so I thought of it and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to say it like this. Like, the world is opening to situations, you know, of mysticism and curiosity. And I was like, I just want to be in the front seat too. Like, I want to be the driver of some situations and stuff because it exists, man. But just like I said, a lot of people just don't know what to do with it. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to reformat my, because it is about live streaming. That's 100%. Like, YouTube's like, no, if you want to get paid, you're gonna have to live stream some stuff, because all my little edits and stuff that I do, nobody cares. Nobody's paying attention to it. But if I can catch you on this live stream format, you'll sit here for a few minutes. That's cool. And I'll get paid off of that. Yep. A few hundred people a day. I'll get paid a few dollars. Yeah, no problem. But if I want a few $100,000, I'm gonna have to turn this stuff up a notch on my live streams. Like I said, do in real life type situations. We could just be outside in the rain watching the rainfall for all I know. And that could be content that somebody's looking for, but it's not a how-to. It's not really, oh, I'm going to teach you how to make it rain or something like that. You know, it's the portion of, you know, if you're here just to value the sounds, or, you know, how something can be made based on you being outside. Damn. I have to dry this. So I'm going to go. I don't know if I'm going to get any of this stuff done today. You said that's too bad. All the paint went to waste. Yeah, it all went to waste. Yeah, because just like I stated, like, this stuff is, you know, it's going to go back somewhere. And if it's not going to go into, sorry, I'm just out of it right now. But, you know, if it's not going to go to the portion of the paper or the canvas, or, then I'm just wasting paint. And I wasted a lot. Well, not a lot, but I wasted paint yesterday, and it's sad. It's really sad. It's so sad. I have a hair dryer too, and I'm thinking about putting them, because I don't have a heater of some sort. That would be a good thing. How long have I been streaming for? An hour now? Yeah. Well, that's what I am. That's what I'm experiencing today. And if I taught anybody anything in my lifetime, just believe in yourself. That's really it. If you come to those facts that nobody else cherishes what you see and believe and hear and are, man, just enjoy everything that you say you are, and just keep on moving, because they don't care. Nope. Just like I said, if I had, it's really interesting, because I'm gonna end this stream just like this, right? If I had another entity, another being in this house right now, and I showed you what it looked like, people still wouldn't even believe it. They would have no idea. If I'd be like, I'm going to point my camera in this direction and show you there's a being, there's something else that's not human in this house. If I showed you that, they'd be like, no, I don't even believe you, because they'd have to be there to experience it. And guess what? It's because I made it. That's it. That's